We're gonna get another stimulus.
We're gonna get another stimulus.
What's
I think Congress is gonna agree with each other.
We're going to take care of the American people.
What's up, everybody? I'm Stephen Phan Asia Man.
And I'm Cherish Phan.
And welcome back to our channel, Our Fantastic Life,
where we talk about fitness,
finance,
and
fun. So like we had just said, we have finally paid off all of our credit cards. Oh, sorry, I hit you in the head. I'm so sorry. So we had just paid off $14,000 in credit cards.
Can't believe we were even that much in debt in the first
place. I can't believe that. I never thought I'd be $14,000 in credit card debt. We said in a previous video on how we got into $100,000 in debt. So originally we got into a lot of credit card debt because it was a situation where we're like, yo, we can go to New York and watch Hamilton and only pay 25 bucks a month. Let's go. Well, I mean, we didn't actually go see Hamilton in New York. Tickets were sold out, but at least it's on Disney Plus now.
So in that original video, we said that we were $10,000 in credit card debt.
Yeah.
Not really.
It was 10,000. It was.
Plus.
It was 10,000. But let's backtrack real quick. We started our debt-free journey in March of 2019. And at that point, we're like, you know, we're fed up. We're done. We're going to start our debt-free journey because we were tired of all the interest we were paying, all the money that we were wasting on credit card bills and all these other debt bills. We were just sick of it. March of 2019, we had money in our savings account. We threw that into our credit card bills. And then the next 3 months, we actually paid off $10,000 in credit card bills. But
big but. So we started our YouTube channel in October of 2019.
Like anybody that starts a business, because really starting a YouTube channel, starting a business, you kind of go down the rabbit hole because you can never have too much equipment. And
this is on Steven's side.
I will take
who wanted to start this channel.
Yeah.
And of course, since he wanted to start this channel, he wanted to start off on the right foot, which means the equipment.
I didn't want to be the type of people, because most people start their YouTube channels on just the regular cell phone camera. I didn't think that was good enough. So I went down this big old rabbit hole. So I bought I bought a lot of things, like a lot. And you're gonna,
for example, the lights.
We bought a light, yeah, okay. Like for example, we bought this camera.
This camera, tripod, lights, Rode
mics, other mic systems. Yeah, I went down a really deep rabbit hole. So we did use our credit card to pay for those, but then we ended up paying it back, because we had money in the savings, so we really didn't use. I mean, we used the credit cards, but we didn't really get into debt over the equipment. As I said, I went down a rabbit hole. Did I say that a lot? I said that a few times, right? I went down. So
a really deep rabbit hole.
Very deep rabbit hole, and so. The one thing though that we kept on the credit card was the original MacBook that we got. I love that MacBook. I actually got a great deal on it. That's a long story. Long story short, I got a MacBook. We got a used MacBook. But the thing is though, even though it was used, you would imagine Best Buy would wipe the computer out. They didn't. And the original account was still on there. And so I couldn't make my own account.
Someone else's account was on it.
I go back to Best Buy and I told them, hey guys, y'all sold me this used MacBook, but the account is still on there. And I told them listen, you can't remove this account. And then they were all like, don't worry, we do this all the time. We can remove it. We do this every day. You're a stupid customer. Don't tell us what to do. Okay, cool. We wait an hour, get a call. Then they call, they're like, hey, sorry, we can't move this account.
Obviously.
I told you. Nobody ever wants to listen to me. So anyways, yeah, we ended up getting a brand spanking new laptop for the price of that used MacBook. So that was a great deal. But the biggest problem that we had was that it was a MacBook 13-inch Core i5. And that MacBook was abhorrently slow when it came to 4K rendering. We ended up taking a big L on that MacBook. I had to trade it in. They only gave us $500 for a $1,500 MacBook. And so I ended up getting a new MacBook and then put that on the credit card because I wanted to be fancy and film in 4K.
Of course he does.
Another thing I wanted to say, as I mentioned before, is that everybody's YouTube videos look very bad in the beginning. But if we're gonna have bad videos, I'd rather it look good in a bad way, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Sure, it does.
This is how I rationalize racking up credit card debt. I try to make it make sense in my head. So then we ended up getting the stimulus check, like most other Americans out there. And what did you decide on the stimulus check? Well, at the time we had jobs and we were okay. And then I decided, you know what? I wanted to look really good, even though we're beginner YouTubers. I wanted to look really good. So
He's just saying I because it's really...
It was all me.
All him.
She just kind of goes along with the flow. And you're going to see this in future videos. I wanted to get a drone, and we used a big chunk of our stimulus check and credit card to get this drone.
Yeah.
Yeah, did I mention that I went down the rabbit hole? Like deep into the rabbit hole? Okay, and the other thing I want to preface is I relied on the government for another stimulus check to help us pay back all the credit card debt that we racked up.
We're gonna get another stimulus.
We're gonna get another stimulus. I think Congress is gonna agree with each other.
We're going to take care of the American people.
Oh, we're stupid.
We're stupid.
I'm stupid for relying on the government. So.
And I just want to preface this by saying that yes, it's like all of his ideas and I like go along with it, but really I don't think I could stop him, and he would just...
Once I have my mind set on something,
then he'll just...
I'm gung-ho.
He's
like
full speed ahead.
Full speed ahead. So at that time, we had about $4,000 in credit card debt. May of 2020, we used our stimulus check to buy the drone, the MacBook, and we used some of our cash to pay for everything. So that left us with $4,000 in credit card debt. And again, we relied on the government for a stimulus check. Fast forward to October of 2020. I was like, you know what? I am not relying on the government anymore. But also, here's another idiotic thing I did. I put money into the stock market and bought some individual stocks, hoping that it would go up. That's another idiotic thing I did. I relied on the government and I invested in stocks.
See what I'm saying? I mean, he just comes up to me, he's like, hey, stock market, good idea. I'm just like, meh. And then he thinks of that as a confirmation, and he just goes on. He just starts it.
So real quick though. So the premise when you are investing in stocks, and individual stocks, is buy low, sell high. So as most of y'all know, during the pandemic, the stock market crashed. I mean, it absolutely crashed. What had happened was I bought a lot of the stocks when it hit bottom. Like for example, I bought stocks in Royal Caribbean and Neo back when it was like at the bottom. Again, I didn't think the pandemic would last this long.
Nobody did. I
don't think anybody imagined the pandemic would last this long. And so when I bought the stocks at bottom, it started to go up, just like the stock market. So the stock market went up. So we had enough money to pay back everything for the drone and for the MacBook. But then it goes down again. And I told myself, I doubt we're gonna get a stimulus check because we can't rely on the government anymore. And I told myself the next surge in the stock market, or at least in our stocks that we bought, I'm just gonna sell off everything and pay off all of our credit cards. So fast forward, right, to about a couple weeks ago, the stock market kind of goes on a little bit of a surge. And we made the most money we've ever made on the stock market. But it came to a point where I was torn. Should I sell the stock? Do you remember when I came up to you? I was like, babe, we have enough money to pay off our credit card because the stock market was surging. Or at least all of our stocks were surging. And you're like, you know, I think you should sell it.
I think you should. I'm not a big gambler, and
even
if you make any sort of profit, I'm like, you made a profit, that's good. Do it before you lose everything. I told him to sell it all.
Yeah. But let me tell you, it's such a difficult thing to sell off all of your stocks, because to me it's the craziest thing ever when you put $1,000 into something and all of a sudden you get $1,000 back. Like it's mind-boggling. Like you do nothing, you put money into something and you get more back. I couldn't fathom it. And I think that's how they get you in casinos too. Like you put money in you play a game that's fun, and you get more money back, and then all this, like this, what is it? That the adrenaline, the dopamine rush just kind of gets to you. And so I had to fight that dopamine rush. And I kept telling myself, we can't do this anymore. So I came to the realization that the stock dropping even just $100 was way more catastrophic than it potentially gaining $1,000. So yeah, so we got to a point where we had, okay, so our stock investment was worth $2,000 and we had $2,000 in the savings. That we had $4,000 in credit card, that would have paid it all off. And so I just made the tough decision to just sell off all of our stocks.
Yeah.
And yes, I would say yes, I got extremely lucky though. As of today, or when I'm looking at it, Royal Caribbean has dropped $20 a share. Neo went up, but even then, like, it wouldn't have made a big difference. Yeah. So, and other stocks that we bought are going down, like they're plummeting. So I sold off all the stocks just in time.
Just in time, yeah.
So yes, this has been a very wild roller coaster of our debt-free journey. Also, we're in the middle of our weight loss journey as well. So we ended up buying products and things to kind of help us with our weight loss journey. So that cost money and then racked up a lot of our credit card debt. But yeah, we're gonna go over our weight loss journey in other future videos as well. Again, we finally paid off all of our credit cards. Why aren't you happy? Why aren't you happy dancing more?
Because this is only a minuscule amount. We still have so much more debt to pay off.
We do.
This is a small victory.
Okay, I think at one point our credit card bill was like what, $350 to $400 a month, and a big chunk of that was going towards interest. The fact that the money that we would have thrown away to interest, we're keeping in our own pockets and applying it to other debts, it's absolutely amazing.
An even bigger celebration when everything else is paid off.
Yeah. So yeah, that's our credit card debt payoff journey. So one debt down, 2 more to go. So if you haven't already, smash the like button.
So subscribe to our channel.
Because you're not going to want to miss out on anything from our debt-free journey, in our weight loss journey, and other fun videos we're making.
Woo.
So let's hope all the equipment that we bought will make some awesome videos.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I hope you enjoy them. Pound it.